So I got cut off again, but this is the end of some of the magazines that I made while in school as a fashion design major. And here's another one, the most disgusting assignment I had to do. I had to censor it because my teacher assigned me to do something called tween girls, meaning teen girls around these parts. They want me to represent the American way, which is illegal. So I broke it down to a mix of what's going on versus what should be in this magazine that I made. And it talks about how that criminal peasants try to blend in with doing some of these things, why they're committing crimes of perversion on little girls that should already have their fucking resources. You retarded people. What are these teen girls still living with you? I even tried to get my daughter emancipated that long ago when she was around, like, still a baby. As soon as she graduated Head Start preschool even, she could have went on her own, been a biblical doctor genius with metal skeletons, clones, and natural remedies, real medicine. She could be a fashion art, etc. Be in movies, circus. Again, help save the animals, Dawn dish soap. And do more to help save the land of dreams and make it a better place. At that time, fake presidential and higher fake ones, those fake representatives, lower than that, keep trying to step in and make everyone live together forever, claiming that's the war we're in. No, it's not. That's what they're doing. That's what they're forcing. Illegal landscaping and whatever else. Anyways, I did the assignment still. I made it real fashionable, but I'm real disgusted by the whole idea of what's still being forced and still going on. As I did also a report on Vans, the skateboarding brand. And I did one on Roxy and some others, Quicksilver and all the above on the back. 2 different assignments in one of these clear sheets. Just talking about the label and advertising. Here's one with some of my own designs in it, and on the back you'll see I did some computerized practicing of how the designs might end up looking eventually. Just ideas through sketching on the computer. Inside you'll see more details, just an idea of what it might be. It also goes with the pirate theme. There's bathing suits and everything. With seashells, starfish, sequins, glitter, like mermaid tails. See, here's another example of what I'm talking about. It really goes with the theme. Anyways, what else? Before I get cut off again, let's see what else I forgot to show. I also did a report on Shadar. It's a biblical way of dressing, and I did it on the Middle East area regarding a war that happened where freedom of fashion was no longer allowed. Only a forced way of dressing really happened. That is illegal. It did happen though. Criminal peasants stepped in as authority. Some of them really might have been real authorities trying to help delete peasants, criminals, regardless of what they're wearing. So I guess everyone, because of the criminal peasants, all got forced to wear the same thing. So I did a report about that war, which also goes with fashion. And at my report, I wore only the Shadar scarf on my head area, as it's very biblical in every religion back in the, more biblical days before a certain time. I'm referring to books of knowledge like Holy Bible and more. In those days, it was more seen, and it's still worn in different ways. But anyways, on my presentation, I just wore the headscarf with a skirt, and my outfit, I wore it kind of sand colored, like a sand Persian princess. And one of my classmates asked me, well, what if you wore that over to Persia? I lied. I said I'll get murdered. I was being sarcastic. Who cares what I wear? These people are uneducated and retarded. Now, if you weren't allowed to wear that and around those parts and you're a peasant criminal, they're going to kill you either way. They're going to disintegrate you, and they encourage the biblical dress code. I guess some criminal peasants thought it might be a biblical reminder, but really it's for power and control. That's what I found out. There's nothing wrong with dressing that way if you want to, but there's no reason to force it unless you go to a church that is very biblical in design and you have nothing else to wear. They might give you one to borrow or keep or whatever and offer you that for that location. If it's a real church and you don't have access to something else, that's another example. Here's one I did on 80s fashion. Again, I'm just showing the covers in the back for now. I don't have time on this camera to go through every page. But I already posted them on Facebook and more. And here's another one about me. It's like a magazine about some things that I've done in fashion, whether I made it or that I've shown it. Anyways, that's what it's pretty much about. And what else? Here's this one, another one that I've done. I think I might have shown this one already, but it's filled. This one was a magazine project to take some magazine photos and put them in a book form. And here's a spotlight one. I talked about some things I did in Shane Guile, Shane Nelson, many names. He has a freestyle class on fashion art, etc. And we did things outside the box you might normally see in fashion or not be aware that that's also part of that field. We made dolls and we made clothes for dogs, like the animals. And we designed haunted houses. And we did it, we designed our own record label and with included poetry and lyrics and more. So I talked about that, and I showed one of my teachers, Christine Amaral, who's another fake educational representative sicko pervert who needs to leave. I said, why doesn't this go inside like the, an announcement at the OCC, newspaper or whatever they do, the news, to show and to help advertise the place of, this is something to be talked about. And she shakes her head, no, we're not doing that. We who? Who's she even talking about? It's just her standing there. Is she saying we, the mental health retards? Because that's what she is, a mental health representative. Sicko that needs to leave. I put more photos of the projects I just talked about. We did a Mad Hatter design. I did a teacup one on mine with the clock, like tea time. That's what I did with mine. I also did, one of my teachers said, pick a label you might want to work for. They lie and pretend they're going to contact these companies. I picked Baby Fat because I love cats and I like Kimura's designs. So I did the report, I did the stupid magazine on this entire label, and I included designs for it if I worked for them or if they wanted to do combined labels, and I expected the teacher to get a hold of Baby Fat. They didn't. They didn't get a hold of anyone. They just tell you have a seat. Like they're not even supposed to be there. It's really sickening what's going on. Lastly, I'm going to show, this is what I keep for my own sanity, Dr. Seuss quotes. This one says,